Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Gewaldig. What a crowd. So, in just a few hours, we're taking a quick nap, a 2-hour nap, and heading to the airport, going to Italy, and then to Manchester and London for 2 siyumim. Maybe there'll be a siyum in Italy, who knows? I know the Netzers, they used to do that, I don't know if they still do. We'll see. Be'ezer Hashem. So, the first thing is, very, very important, not to fall off the daf. People are used to certain things, they come to the Beis Medrash, they learn every day, at a certain time, 7:10 in the morning, etc., etc. And now on vacation, there's always a snafu there, something goes wrong there. Don't fall off. Whatever you do, don't fall. Be prepared. A week, it might be better than others, worse than others. We stick through it. Rabbi Isai, I want to remind the Olam that 5 years ago, when we started with YouTube, it was a chiddush to do a live share that people could watch. It was before Zoom, before all those things. And suddenly they shut us off. There was a terrorist attack in Australia that was live streamed, and they decided no more live streaming. They shut us down. Overnight. And they said, however, if you have 1,000 subscribers, you could live stream. Now we only had like 250, 300, I don't know. We went out, the oil went out on the streets trying to recruit people. Some of the best people that we have in the share today are from people that we found in the street that did us a favor and subscribed. So we said, I actually stood in a grocery store to my wife's great embarrassment, and I asked random from people, could you please subscribe to my share? I need to get to 1,000. We're holding at 950. I went, stood there for an hour, got the last 50, we got to 1,000. The day after, we were live again. Boy, I want to tell you here, check this out, you're not going to believe it. Today, we were at 19,999, and here it is, live, 20,000. So it's a big achievement in terms of the numbers and to all of those. Thank you to everybody with the fake accounts that put in extra numbers. Mamish really appreciate it. No, but thanks you. 20,012 already. Wow. And this was just a couple hours ago, we were at 20,000. Beautiful. So use it for Torah. Let's use this tool. Put it in the world. You can do a lot of not good with it, but we use it for Torah, and it's beautiful. So today in the morning, I spoke about the possible, according to some Rishonim, the mitzvah deraisa to pick trash up from the floor in a Beis Medrash and a shul, and the same thing to drop a tissue, for instance, on the full, to flick something from your nose or whatever. Might be mitzvah deraisa. So over here we have our very own Hil Kamiansky, Mikdoshet Tiro. That's the pasuk. He actually picks up the stuff here in our shul. I think this was it might have been staged because he had a little smile there, but I've seen him numerous times pick stuff up from the floor. We are delighted to invite the Olam to the very, very first siyum in Belgium, Be'ezer Hashem. It should just be a beginning, and it should grow and grow. Yitzi Eisenthal is the one who spearheaded. It happens to be, I have to give him credit, because he's the one that sent me an email, and he said, why don't you come to Belgium for the siyum? And it got me thinking, hey, I'm already in Italy, and it's, Europe is all closed, so maybe I should go directly. And then I said, you know what, Manchester has many more people with us, and one day Be'ezer Hashem will be at Belgium. When they have more than 1 million, maybe I don't know how many people they have. Way back, yeah. So Rabbi to remind us about Manchester, not to knock Belgium, but we have to go with the rabbim. Manchester and London, they have hundreds, Baruch Hashem. And here, mdysiyum.com, you could sign up for your local siyum. This is just part of it, but it shows here that Belgium is on the list. Okay, if your local siyum is not in the mdysiyum.com, email Daf Baraman, the latter for you. Hi, Reb Eli from Anonymous, mdytalmud@gmail.com. Don't email him. The time is now. My daughter came home today from seminary in Eretz Yisrael, and is keeping with the seminary girl minhag that has developed over the years. She bought presents for everyone in our family. My wife and I are so happy that she was so thoughtful and so generous with our money. But anyway, what she gave me made me choke up. It was a leather-bound notebook titled Chidushi Torah, accompanied with a beautiful 2-page note. One of the things she wrote was the following. Listen to this. I can never stop thanking you for each daf or day, daf, that you push yourself to learn. No, for each daf that you push yourself to learn. My sisters and I have noticed a big change in the atmosphere of our home ever since you began learning the daf. I really hope that you realize it also. I got you the Chidush Torah notebook so you can write all your really cool Divrei Torah that you think of each Shabbos. But here's a kid realizing, not like that guy from Manchester, we're going to have to go give him some petch. No, the daf didn't change me. It did change you. It did. And the kids notice it. I'm not much of a learning guy in general, but I've been doing the daf with you since Masechtas Rosh Hashanah, which is close to 4 years, I would say. And I try to come up with a nice word on the parsha every week, so I was very happy and honored to receive this gift. But I was trying to figure out when to start using it. If I use it for the daf, should I wait until we begin Bava Metzia? That's over a week away. If I use it for the parsha, we won't get started. We won't be starting Dvarim for a few months. Then I remembered you often repeated the advice, just start, and realized I can use it for Gemara, Chumash, and any other Divrei Torah. It doesn't have to be in any order. I don't have to wait. Just begin now. So the first thing I wrote in my new Chidush Torah notebook on the inside cover is Zara Daf Chof Ches. Here you go. Zara Daf Chof Ches, Chidush Torah Tati. As a reminder of your excellent example. Thanks, Reb Eli, for your example, for your chizuk, for your teachings, and for, as my daughter said, changing the atmosphere in our home. Your grateful Talmud. Come on, why anonymous? Why anonymous? Why? Tati, I want to know who you are. Send it in. We'll read it all over again. It's Kedai. It was a beautiful email.
If someone sees the notebook, snap his picture.
It's in his house privately. Beautiful. Look, you brought tears to my eyes. Zog Daily Mishnah Daf Kuf Yud Amud Beis. Sponsors. The Masechta sponsors are anonymous for the safe and speedy return of all the hostages. Hadassah Leah, Zechraya ben Moshe, Zechraya bas Yosef. Hadassah Leah, Refuah Shelaima, Neftali, Herz ben Leah, a hidden tzadik in our generation. Dave, do we have people on Zoom today? One on Zoom. What's pshat? Hadassah Leah, Refuat, hanefesh, and guf. For Breina, Bina, bat Miriam, Baila, Netanel, Kalev, ben or Bracha, and or Bracha, bat Breina, Bina. Wow, holding down the fort. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Hold on. Audio is coming on. It's a small crowd here. You don't have to worry about it.
Yaakov.
Yeah. How do you know that we're doing the shir now? It's not the regular time. We're at night.
I heard it from the shir this morning.
Shir this morning. So where are all the Americans? And it's kind of the middle of the day for them. No. Okay, they're at work.
Missing out.
Where's Mark Ashkenazi? Where he needs to be. Okay. Oh, boys, I don't know. Are you able to zoom in on this before we start the shir? Very nice. So Reuven Schwartz, sitting right over there, was passing by the olive store, the wood store, and he got me this beautiful gift here, and you can see the MDY logo right over here. And let's see. You see the grapes and all the stuff. Beautiful. It's a cool shtick that it just... I don't want to break it here on camera. It balances, self-balancing. Beautiful. Okay. Very nice. Thank you. Shkoich Reb Reuven. We're holding by the Mishnah, and here's a question. Let's say an animal works for you. Now, we are going to be discussing extensively today the mitzvah of paying an employee on time. Somebody works for you, you have to pay him on time, whatever on time means. What if an animal works for you? You have to pay the animal. It seems like, no, this is just an animal. You're going to see before Shemishna Mishnah that yes, an animal, you have to pay the owner on time for the animal's work. If you work on a field, you rent it, or you're an artist, you're a sharecropper for 7 years. Shavua. You did it as a shavua, which is 7. Bishvame zuz. It even adds up with the money, 100 per year. Hashviz min aminyan. So you cannot demand the extra year to work the field just because 1 year you couldn't work the field. It was shmita. If it was for 7 years, not shavua, 7 years, so now we view the years independently, and you didn't get 7 full years. It was 700 zuz for 7 years. So he has to give you an extra year, 8th year. And now we move on to Biyoimoi Titein Zchariah. The Torah tells us there's a mitzvah, the Eraisa, to pay on time, and there's a good few lavim. There's 5 lavim, depending day, night, not to pay the worker on the day that he finished working. As we're going to see in the Gemara, tremendous chiddush, that mitzvah, that isur or isurim, only apply to the very, very first day. Once that first day moves on, you're not over anymore. You're not becoming the mitzvah anymore. The way it works in this Mishnah is that a person, especially in those days when we had it, remember we had a whole sugya, when a guy goes to work and leaves work, you have to pay him for the time that it takes him to get to work. And we said, if I'm not mistaken, that going to work, you have to pay him because he's doing it for you. Leaving work, you don't have to pay him because he's doing it for himself. That was the Sfar and Taisa, that's why I remember it. I don't know if everybody hold like that, but the bottom line is that people would work from sunrise till sunset. Literally. They would work and work all day. 12 hours. What we're talking about is a person who finished working his day shift in the night. It was already tzadik chavim. So now you have to pay him the entire night. Had he finished working in the middle of the day, then you just pay him that day until the night. But since he finished working in the beginning of the night, so now you have a whole night. Before we continue, I have to say Shalom Aleichem, guest from Manchester. What's your name? Itzigor, Nevada. How do I not remember that? Unfortunately, Itzik is not going to be there to see him. Wow, what are you still visiting? Wow. What's your name? Toby what? I'll call you Tuvia. Tuvia from Lo? And now? Wow, okay. Very nice. You caught me right on the way out. Givaldi. Welcome. Okay, so we continue on. If a guy worked a night shift, and again, the same idea, he worked a little bit into the day, it was already sunrise, so now his paying time is kol hayoim. Did I just say that? Schir laila kol hayoim, schir yoim goy v'kol halayla, schir laila goy v'kol hayoim. He has the whole day to pay him, and if not, he's over on b'yoimoi, titin zchariah, and all the love. Schir shois, if he only worked for a few hours, goy v'kol halayla v'kol hayoim. We're going to have to see what this means. If he only worked a few hours, so he has the whole night and the whole day. Schir Shabbos, he worked for a week. Schir Chodesh for a month. Schir Shana for a year. Schir Shavua, he worked for 7 years, like Yaakov Avinu, 7 years. Yotz B'Yoyim, he left during the daytime. Goy v'kol hayoim, he only has the whole day to be paid. Yotz B'Layla, but if he left at night, Goy v'kol halayla v'kol hayoim. You hear the difference? If he left in the middle of the day, he only gets the day. If he left in the middle of the night, he gets the night and the day. What would be the logic behind this? The logic is that the Jewish calendar, the day starts at night. So if you left at night, you get the whole night and day, because the day goes after the night. But if you work during the day, so you have up until Shkia. Shkia is already the next day. Today's what? Monday? It's already Tuesday. We're after Shkia. It's already Tuesday. So I only, if I'm owed money, so I get until the nighttime. Nighttime is already the next day. That's it. It's done. I'd like to share with you a little video that I did for the Olam. So first of all, here's the pasuk. So Batsan, we're going to see, it's really, you got to break it down. Is the mitzvah, the asay. Is the lois asay. Now, if you weren't here last week, so you need some background. I'm not going to give you the background now, but if you were here last week, you'll get it. If not, I'll explain it afterwards. Here we go. And I just realized now how badly my knee is injured. Really bad. Okay, here we go. Reb Eli, as I'm embarking on a trip to Europe, Italy, London, Manchester, I want to chaperayim another mitzvah. We're learning about b'yoyim titin zchorei. What better way than to hire a taxi to take me from here, go 30 feet up the street, and pay him on time? What better way than to chaperayim just another mitzvah? B'yoyim titin zchorei.
How you doing?
Not you again,
yes.
But Olavimo.
Olavimo.
Oh man, wow. This might be a little interesting today. Do you mind, I just want to go up the block to MDY, 20 feet to MDY. Is that doable?
Sure.
I want to be Mekayim the mitzvah of B'yoyim titin zchorei.
Okay, you got it.
All right.
Let's go.
I'm just watching the new guy.
Okay, we got here, 20 shekel.
20 shekel? Okay, cool. Whoa, you're not gonna believe this.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, I didn't really bring money. I'll bring it tomorrow.
What do you mean you didn't bring money?
I don't have.
What do you mean? B'yomot titin zcharo. Look at it. B'yomot titin zcharo.
You know.
B'yomot titin zcharo.
Sorry.
Hello? Hello? What's going on? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Tomorrow.
What do you mean tomorrow?
You want the money?
B'yomot titin zcharo.
Okay, I don't have it.
You gotta pay me now. Yeah, b'yomot. Lo sikom.
All right. So, for those of you who didn't understand what happened last week, on another thing, he poured water on my face. So I got a bad. Okay, fine. Lisikom. It's not bad for the new guy. No, it's okay. But the point is that you can be Mekayim the mitzvah when you get out of a taxi. You pay the guy, Mekayim the mitzvah. You take a haircut, you pay the guy for the haircut. If he owns the store, he's not working with the guy. Kabbalah also. He does his job for you, like giving you a haircut, you pay him. So there's something about if somebody works for you and he says, give me the money up front. So it's problematic for you to be Mekayim the mitzvah, b'yom titin zchorei. So you have to be mechaven that it's a pikada, and then it should only be chal afterwards. Just yesterday, I got a haircut by Ariel's brother, Gingy. Ariel's the guy that does the editing once in a while. And I gave Gingy some money. I gave him 200 shekel. He says he doesn't have change. Do I mind if I just get a free haircut next time? So I said, okay. And I'm thinking today, well, he just took from me the mitzvah. The way to get out of that would be to ask him for the money before the haircut and then give it to him. I want to share with you a very interesting thing that happened while we were filming this. And this is not made up. As you know, just the other day, I had a tremendous Ashgacha protest. To me, it was Ashgacha protest. I did the 6 cups, the thing with the 6 cups. And I was explaining Yoshi about 6 cups. And there were 6 cups right there on the floor. So as we finished filming, again, these stories happened to me because I kind of I picked up on it, even though the guys with me, Gershon and Yaakov Citron were there, and they didn't really notice what I noticed. There's a taxi, and there's a bacher going from the yeshiva to the taxi, back to the taxi, and then I heard him say, do you take bit? And I said, this is mamish our story. So I went over to them, and I was a little chutzpahdik, but okay. Chavre, מה קורה כאן? This is real. I said, turn on your camera. I'm not kidding. תגיד לי שאני לא חולם. אתה הבאת אותו לכאן ואין לו כסף? כמה זה? אני אשלם על זה. סיפור אמיתי? עכשיו אנחנו מצלמים את זה, בדיוק את הסיפור הזה. כאילו שזה קרה. וזה קרה, הנה, קח. הנה, יש לי 50 בשבילך. הנה, אני נותן לך חסד, ואתה ביומו תיתון צחורו. אתה צריך לשלם לו באותו יום.
מישהו עלה איתי ברכב עכשיו, ולא היה לו כסף. והבחור הנחמד הזה שילם לו את הנסיעה, וכל הכבוד לו. שלך.
עכשיו לא היה לי כסף שלם בדרך לפה, והגיע לפה הבן אדם המיוחד הזה שפה לידי, ומתועדי ועשה כסף לשילם.
סיפור מעשה שהיה אי אפשר להמציא את זה. רגע, אבל אני רוצה להגיד משהו. This is exactly where we found the 6 cups on Shabbos. In this parking lot right over there. Like 20 feet that way. Hey, his soccer ball just went bye-bye. I thought it was interesting. No? We just filmed this in Zechariah here, that story. All right. Money. That's right. Nice. So we're going to see, you bring up a very good point, because even if you have, that's part of it, stealing, lying, denying, that's the sugya today. Torah Rabbanan. We're all about the Gemara, and then hopefully we'll get to today's daf. No. How do you know that he gets to pay? If somebody works during the day, he gets to collect the money at night. You shouldn't leave it overnight. Don't leave it till the morning. And if a guy that works the whole night, up until the day, he has the whole day to collect, and the guy pays, and he's kind of the mitzvah. Maybe say that the guy that worked at night only gets paid a night, and the guy that worked that day only gets paid a day. Who told you which pasuk goes on what? Says Gemara, the halacha is that you don't get paid until you finish working. Now he finished working at nighttime, so it's impossible that he should get paid during the day. Since he finished working during the night, as the night started, he has the whole night to get paid. That makes sense. And the other guy that worked the whole night and into the day, so he has the whole day to get paid. It can't be that he gets paid during the night. He didn't finish working yet. You only get paid when you finish working. Tanur Rabbanan. Beautiful halacha. Sullen means, like we have the lashon by karbanas. You're not allowed to leave a carbon overnight. Like sullen. So lina means to leave it overnight. So I know that's overnight. So it's until the morning. What does it mean ad boiker? It's double lashon. The Torah is telling us you only chayiv one time. Meaning, once that day is over, we're going to see a great example soon. Once you're not over one time, you're never over. Remember that. Sometimes you're not over because of not an avera. You weren't over. The guy says, "Don't pay me today." So tomorrow you're not over anymore. But what happens from here on out when you're not over anything? Omarav over mishum baltasha. Where does it say baltasha? Omar Reb Yosef Mikra al tomer l'reiachal shleich v'shuv u'machar etan v'yeshitach. It's a pasuk in Mishlei. Don't tell your friend, come back a different day, and you really have the money in your pocket like I do. So where does it say it? It doesn't say baltasha. It doesn't say it. The answer is, it's a derabanan. It's a isser derabanan. Baltasha is not a isser deraisa. You would never believe this. If I tell you to get a worker for me, so there is no baltalin. Why? Because I didn't hire. You hired. He's not your worker, so you're not chayiv. I'm not chayiv. But kitzer, you're not over. Interesting. You think you're doing the work for me. You're shliach shalom kamaisa, shliach shalom kamaisa. You're like me. You have to be the soicher. Schir. You have to be the socher, the guy hiring. You didn't hire, the other guy did it. And he has to do the work for you. So the shliach is not chayiv because he didn't do the work for him. And the owner is not chayiv because he didn't hire him. So neither is chayiv. Says Gemara, whoa, time out. Hey chidami. Now, well, we could pause there for a second. There's a beautiful Chanukah Satira. It says a beautiful chiddush, and I found it in another sefer as well. He says as follows: why is it that schar b'hai al maleka, you don't get rewarded for any schar in this world besides Yir Shamayim? So he says, because who demanded that we should have Yir Shamayim? HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Anochi Hashem. He said it himself. So there's no shlichus. It's he himself. So you can't delay the schar for Yir Shamayim to Olam Haba. He has to pay it now. It says in his Torah, it says to pay up. But the rest of the Torah is given through Moshe Rabbeinu or Shliach. There's no B'yom Tidin Schar and Shlichus, so you can delay it to Olam Haba. Hey Chidami, what's the case? If the shliach, the agent, told the worker, listen, you work for so-and-so, my boss, don't worry about it, I'll take care of your payment. So then he should be liable, and he should be over on biyom titin zchar. This haniyah, let's say a guy lied to someone. He said, listen, come to my house. You see that beautiful mansion over there? That's my house. Come work here, do some gardening, I'll pay you. So the guy, turns out it's not even his house, it's somebody else's house. So what happens? Then this liar guy could go to the owner of the house, to the mansion, and demand whatever money he could get from him. But you see that because he told him, he lied to him, he said, you come work, so he's responsible. So over here also, he told him, come work, he should be responsible. The answer is because he said specifically, I'm not paying you. The guy in the mansion is going to pay you. Or in this case, the guy that's hiring you to do the work, he's going to pay you. So he absolved himself from all payments. Yehuda bar Miriam, so Yehuda bar Miriam knows this halacha, and he says, okay, I'm going to use this for my advantage, not to be over on Bal Talan ever. So anytime he hires a worker, he says, Zil agirli al balabais. He tells somebody else to go hire the worker. That guy is a shliach. There's no isser for the balabais. Yehuda bar Miriam is not over. Why? Because he sent a shliach. And the shliach is not over. Why? Because he said the balabais is responsible. And there's no isser, just in case. He has a lot of employees. We said the person has a lot of employees, sometimes he's forgetful. So now he's not chayav anything. Miriam Adodi. They did the same trick. I hire the workers for you. You hire the workers for me. And both of us are not going to be over. Yoshi put together some sort of marketplace. Remind me to show this these charts over here. These guys. Hopefully I forgot to show it in the Hebrew one. Made the yadi dal yoim the shuka smichi. Another big chiddush after chiddush. It's like a Shulchan Aruch here. When you're in a place that everybody understands you're not going to get paid today, so you're not mechuyev to pay that day. It's just a known thing. In this marketplace, people are working for the market. They know that when the market day comes, that's when they get paid. Today nobody has money. So everybody's moichel each other, and that's how it is. So let me ask you something. So if we stop here for a second, based on what we learned before, the market takes place next week on Tuesday. Today you worked for me, I don't pay you. Why? Because I'm going to wait for the market till next week Tuesday. When I make a lot of money, I'll pay you. When next week Tuesday comes and goes, am I over in Bal Tolen or not over in Bal Tolen? What's the answer? Based on what we learned? Not over. Why not over? It's only the first day. Very good. Who told me that? Rashi. You're not over. Because we all accept not to be over today and not get paid today. We'll get paid next week. So when next week comes, you're not over then. Because it's only on the first day. Mishum Baltasha. What's Baltasha again, Rabbi? What's Baltasha? The rice of the Rabbanon. Vadi over. You're for sure over. Schir shoy is go b'kol hayom. Omarav schir shoy is the yoim go b'kol hayom. Let's see what he did here. Schir layla gets paid in the day. Schir yoim gets paid in the night. If he works for a few hours, it gets paid in the night and the day. Okay, it's Baila. That's the Mishnah. Now let's see what happens over here. Rav says kol hayom. A schir shoyz gets paid in the day. Schir shoyz of Laila. Oh, that's the Maskana segment. Forget that. Okay, we don't need to see this. Whatever. It looks cool, nice graphics. Shmuel, Rav, great. Rav, schir shoyz the yoim goyva kol hayom. Schir shoyz the Laila goyva kol halayla. Rav is very, very simple. A guy that works a few hours during the day, he gets paid during the day. A guy that works a few hours during the night gets paid during the night. The only difference between him and Shmuel is that Shmuel says a guy that gets paid, that works a few hours at night, gets paid night and day. Where did we see that? In the Mishnah. Rav is not like the Mishnah. L'chayra. If you work a couple hours during the day, you must get paid that day. But if you work during the night, you cannot demand only that night. You also demand the night and the day. The employer has to pay you. He has 24 hours basically to pay you, or whatever. Why? What was the svara again? Because since the Jewish day starts at night, so if I worked a few days at night, so I get the whole night plus the day. I get almost 24 hours. But a guy that works during the daytime, his day is completely over at nighttime. So he only gets that day. Tanan. What do we do with our Mishnah? Schir shoyz goyva, it says in our Mishnah, kol halayla, v'chol hayom. It says if a guy works a few hours, get paid day, night and day. Rav says it's one or the other. If you work at night, you get paid at night. You work a day, you get paid a day. Over it seems like you do both. Layla v'yom. Tifta the Rav, it's a bam kash on Rav. Omalach Rav. Let's see. Did a simple chart here. It says in the Mishnah, these are the words of the Mishnah. It seems like it's one guy. He could get paid at the night, he gets paid in the day. No. Says Rav, no. It's two different guys. One is the guy in the black box, one is the guy in the green box. The guy in the black box, he's the guy that worked at night. Black. Worked at night. So he only gets paid kol halayla. Kol hayom is referring to another employee. It's referring to the guy that worked during the day. That's Shitas Rav. If you work during the day, you get paid in the day. If you work during the night, you get paid at night. So the Mishnah said a little interesting. But this, we're not going to be able to do. That's a doichak, and the Gemara is going to actually say, the Gemara goes away from it. The Gemara says, Tnan also. Tnan, it says in the Mishnah. Shabbos, he worked for a whole week. Schir chodesh, months, schir shana, years, schir shavua, he worked for 7 years. It says in the Mishnah. So in Baila, our Mishnah. It says mefurish. It's broken up. Like Rav tried to break it up, but it says in the second part that if you left at night, you could get paid night and day. That's not like Rav. And you can't tell me, it means if you worked only during the day. It says mefurish. You know what? It's a machlokes tanoim. And I picked a good one. I picked a Tana by the name of Reb Yehuda. Yishal mi lismach. This Anya, here. This is my sheet, it says Rav. Schir shoyz the yom, if you worked a few hours during the day, goy v'kol hayom. Schir shoyz the layla, goy v'kol halayla. Who says this? Reb Yehuda. Boof. I, Rav, hold like Reb Yehuda. Reb Shimon Oimer, schir shoyz the yom, goy v'kol hayom. Schir shoyz the layla, goy v'kol halayla, v'kol hayom. That's the only difference. That last part, that you get to get paid night and day, that's Shmuel, and he fits in with Reb Shimon. Interesting. How do we pass him proud like Shmuel? Yeah. What? We do pass him like Rav in this one? How do you know?
The Rosh gives 2 reasons. He says,
why? Because usually we pass him like Shmuel and Mamonis.
We're not Mamonis. This is not Mamonis. This is a set.
Very nice. Says the Rosh, this is a Sir Geval. You see, we have Talmid Chachamim or Talmid Chacham. Rabbi side, this big Talmid Chacham, Rabbi Shomer is coming to London. That was excited. Huh?
Rosh gives a second reason.
Yeah.
That presumably because maybe it's Mamonis and it's not a set. So Rosh says we pass him like Rav when he holds that Yehuda.
Because it's between Reb Yehuda and Reb Shimon. So who do we pass between Reb Yehuda and Reb Shimon? Well, you would think that the Rav and Shmuel are achroinim and they paskin and then we go like Shmuel. That's what I thought. But okay, fine.
If he works at night, how do you pay him at night if he doesn't get paid till after he's done working? It's daytime by then.
No, because it's choice. He only worked a few hours. This guy only worked a few hours. Schir choice. He worked a few hours during the night, so there's a few hours left to the night.
So this would be a very common challenge.
Yeah.
When you work 9 till 5, and in summer, it's going to be daytime.
Right.
And in winter, it's going to be nighttime. So sometimes they're going to finish working in the day, sometimes they're going to be finishing working.
Yeah, but people don't really get paid by the day anymore.
Okay, so
if you get paid
weekly, so the week will end either before or after.
I forgot the name of the person of Big Gadol from previous years, hundreds of years ago or something. There's a Rambam that says you should be makbid on this later on the sugya. Because he's just reminding me that if you have employees, a lot of people have non-Jewish employees, and let's say a lot of times they work by the day. You can have Arabs that work by the day. You pick them up by the gardening place over there. They stand on the street. You bring them to the house. According to the Rambam, there's a mitzvah to pay a guy on time. They work by the day, 500 shekel a day. So he says this gadol, I forgot who it was, one of the famous, I forgot the name. He hired a person. His wife wanted to pay. He said, no, let me pay. I want to be mekayim the mitzvah according to the Rambam. And he went, and the guy ripped him off. The wife was going to pay him a certain amount. She knew she made up the deal with him. But the guy saw it somebody else. He threw out another price. So he writes there, Alti tzadik harbe. I was trying to be too much of a tzadik, to be mekayim the Rambam, the Shitasa. You know what? Just go with everybody else and don't try to. He used that lashon. It was a very interesting lashon. I was trying to be too much of a tzadik. Zog the Gemara. Don't pay him at all if you want to come the next day. Oy, maybe we were over a few times. According to the Rambam. Listen to this, Reb Eli. It comes out that if you don't pay your employee, you're over on 5 lavim alalu v'asei, and 1 positive. 5 negatives and 1 positive. Mishum, baltashik. So let me show you real quickly. Here's the pasuk. It says it fully. I just took out the 2 words esriacha so it could line up nicely. Here. So you're over these 3. Loisashik, loisigzal, loisolin. The only problem is, not the problem, but the Gemara jumps to this one, loisashik sacher, in middle of those 3. We'll see. The Gemara is going to say 2 and then jump to the 3rd. I put on top, so that's clear, this is biyoin. You see how in purple it says all on top, biyoin. This, for instance, is Baila. Okay, it's important to remember that. I'll show it to you again in a second. How much do we have so far? How many lavim? 4. 3 plus this is 4. Plus the red one, is 5. And green is a positive. It's a mitzvah. It's an asay. So let's see inside. Mishum bal tashrik isreacha. That's during the daytime. Umishum bal tigzol. That's during the daytime. Now tigzol, don't steal. Does it mean don't steal? So we know when that says that tigzol means what? Not to kidnap. Over here, what does it mean? Tigzol, it means don't pay your employee late. Don't steal from your employee. Now, instead of saying the 3rd one in the pasuk, it jumps to this one. It's completely different. Sefer Dvarim. These are in Vayikra, and then it goes back. And it's obviously that's talking about the night. Not obviously, but it's talking about the night. Umishum Baltalin, and Baltalin is also during the day. These 3 are during the day. Umishum Zchariah. Right over here, we have the mitzvah. Umishum we have the 5th avera. Says the Gemara, but wait a minute. These 3 are during the day and not at night. This one right over here is at night. It's not during the day. So how can you be over 5 lavim? You're right. You can never be over 5. I'm just giving you the list in this parsha, this idea of not paying your employee on time. You could be over 5, not that you will be over 5.
Are we only speaking about a day worker, or are we speaking about if you pay someone by the month or the week? Is it the same difference? Same difference.
In other words, when that worker is done, then the clock starts ticking. That if he's done in the middle of the day, he is up until night. If he's done exactly when it turns from day to night, he has the whole night. If he's done exactly when it turned from night to day, he has the whole day to pay him. But that's what we said before, even 7 years, a whole year, a month, it doesn't matter. Whenever he's done.
Monthly paid employees regarding a new employment every month.
A new employment every month. But as the Gemara is going to say later, that the employment, it works. It's you don't owe an employee until he's done. Fine.
So if it's a monthly pay, it's the end of the month. And then
a monthly pay is at the end of the month.
So if he's out about 1 month, then the balcony starts again the next month.
Starts again the next month. Why? Oh, you mean if he worked another month? If he works another month, yeah.
So here in Israel, where the month ends.
Are you trying to insinuate that I'm over on Baltolan on you?
I knew it would be awkward when you asked me the question.
Yeah.
But in Israel, the month ends at the end of the month, and the first day of the month is the beginning of the next month. And that's when you're supposed to pay someone.
Right.
But the minhag is that as long as you pay them before the 9th or whatever, you get no knas. What is the right time, according to this, you should pay someone?
So first of all, we're going to see. If you don't demand it, you don't call up and say, hey, you pay me, then it doesn't start. It doesn't even apply.
If it's in the contract of employment.
And again, then maybe you fall into the surah, the marketplace's surah that everybody pays at a certain time. I don't know. How do you get paid? Do you get paid on time? I don't know. I never paid you, so I don't know. Some months you get paid late.
I mean, it's always within that time period.
Sometimes it's 10 days late, up to 10 days late.
The
law says you pay until the night.
Yeah.
Until the 5th, actually, but people stretch for the night.
So why did we pay on time?
I've never paid at the beginning. Never paid on the first.
Never paid on the first. Who pays you though? Who pays you? It comes from who? Like I never paid you. I never signed a check. Huh?
Is this a meeting or a shear?
Oh, you're right. Someone needs to get home soon. This is the second cheer. I have to sleep at least 2 hours, I hope.
If it's known that that's the way.
Okay, let's go. What?
If it's known that that's a regular way how to pay,
Yeah.
Then that it's a try in the job.
The kid, sir, he just told us he wants to get paid on time, is what he's trying to say. He couldn't find a better place than instead of saying in front of 20,000 people. Givaldik. I'm not embarrassed with Halal that we pay him late. What?
It's how everyone does it in Israel. I'm just trying to understand and learning this. I'm like,
wow.
now it's practical.
You see, that's not practical. So us Daf Yomi people, we have to start paying on time. We got to speak. I don't know who pays you. Avi, where does it come from? I have no idea. I'm not involved.
Public, that Avi pays me late. That's not fair.
Very good. We got it. We'll talk to Yossi about this. Weiter. Zog die Gemara.
Bill Baltalon if you're the boss and Avi's doing the hiring.
Listen. I'm the boss. I told David to hire you. He's a shliach. There is no baltalan on shlichus. We just learned. Oh. Nice. Anyway, the truth is you were never hired. I'm serious. You never hired. You were volunteering for a few months or whatever it was, then eventually grew into a job. So it's never a hiring process.
So you actually hired me. You hired me.
I hired you.
You did.
Okay. But you're getting who's the boss?
In the charity, there's no boss.
And the charity is Stama.
You don't own it. It's not your money. It's public money.
Public money. There's no boss. Nobody. We can pay you. We could be. Now you just got yourself into hotter water. You're gonna pay 3 months late now. Zog the Gemara. Chas v'shalom. We'll see what we can do. Speak to the right people. I know some people. We can take care of it. Oh, we just said, yeah? So what do we do? So now let's look back at these two things. They seem like the same. Leisashing means don't withhold his payment, don't pay him on the 9th. Leisizo means don't steal from him until the 9th. So what's the difference? Says the Gemara, when I tell the guy, the owner tells the employer tells the employee, come back tomorrow, keeps on pushing him off. You know what? I'm never going to pay you. You're right, you work for me, I'm not going to pay you. Zehu gezel. That's the difference. When you push him off, it's oishik. When you tell him straight out, I'm not paying you, it's gezel. Now, pay attention over here, because it's kedai to remember this. He asked a question on one thing. Ezu oishik. Shechiva alav Torah carbon. So it says in the pasuk, the kichesh ba'miso, a person swore falsely. It says those two things, the two things that we're talking about, by a carbon when you swear falsely. So it says over there, carbon it has to be similar to pikadon that you deny the whole thing. Not that you push him off, like the Gemara was saying. Come back. No, I don't owe you. That's something very different. Now, how come he didn't ask the question on Gezel? Okay, we'll see in a second. You're right. When I deny it completely, I say I gave it to you, that's Oishik. And when I say I don't feel like giving it to you, that's Gezel. But let's ask a question on Gezel. Same question that we asked before. When I say that I don't owe it, that I won't pay you, I'm not denying it. I'm admitting and I'm just stealing. That's not what we said. We said it has to be similar to Pekadon. And just like by Pekadon, you deny it, you say it never happened, so Gezel should also be that. So Abaye corrects it a little bit. I don't even know who you are. I never hired you. That's what I tried to tell Yosef before. That's Oishik. That's what Avi tells him. I already paid you. Get out of here. How come we didn't ask the same question that Abai just asked? Because Gezel is talking about a case where first he stole it and then he denied it. He answered the same thing, that he pushed him off in the beginning and then he denied it. Doesn't fit into the wording. It seems like he admitted first. At first it says v'kichish ba'misoy, right? In this pasuk right over here, we have it. V'kichish ba'misoy. There was a denial, and then it says oy begazel. First he admitted, and then he stole. Avagabi oishik miksiv oy ba'oishik. Don't say that it's a continuation. Oy asha. There's a new case. That's what he did. He was oishik. Rava Omar Zeu Oishik Zeu Gezel. Rava just has a simple answer. They're both the same, one and the same. So why does it say it twice? Right? Leisashik, Sigzo. If it's the same, it's the same. You're right. To give him an extra malchus, beating, oynish, whatever you want to call it, just to add it up. Says the Heilige Mishnah. Let me see if I could pull this up nicely. No. So what I would do here in this case is I would ask you not to look on the left side, not to confuse yourself. Just look under the purple. Okay, that's all that's important right now. When it comes to behema and kalim, when it comes to you hiring an animal or some sort of tool, you're over on all the lavim. Okay, zcharya, talin, all the lavim that we discussed. All the lavim. You hear this, Yosef? When are you over? You have to pick up the phone and say, hey, I want to get paid. If you don't pick up the phone, there's no isser. What if he pushes you off? He says, you know what, I don't have money today, go to the change. Go take stuff out of the store. Like then you're not over. You drop the isser on the other guy. Let the store guy be over on it. There's a tremendous chiddush, we spoke about it, that a guy, typically that swears, he doesn't get money in return of swearing. He doesn't have to pay, but he doesn't get money. This is an exception to the rule that a person that swears, he makes a shvuah, he gets money for making a shvuah. He's an employee, he swears they didn't get paid, the employer has to pay him. Nishba v'noitel. When? If he swears during the time that he's chayiv. So during that one day, he finished working, he's doing the night shift into the morning, that whole day until the night he gets paid. That's when he can make a shvuah. Following day, too late to make a shvuah. Over Zmanoi, it's too late. But if there's Aiden that's testified, listen, he demanded his money, he picked up the phone, and we could testify he didn't get paid that day, we'll see exactly when, how. Then he could still make a shvuah. Ger Toishav. What's a Ger Toishav? Somebody who accepted upon himself, a guy who accepted upon himself. Here's a picture of a conference that they made here in Yerushalayim to convince goyim, and you have some goyim in the front row, right in the front of the picture, Arabs that accepted upon themselves. This is some Lubavitchers. There's a guy. There's a whole movement. A guy wrote a sefer on it to convince goyim to accept upon himself that the Mashiach can't come until all the goyim or something. Fine. So since he accepted upon himself, so you have to pay him on time. And that's why that Rav over there wanted to pay the guy, maybe not this exactly. We'll see that it's touching that idea. But a ger taishav. So let's go back to the chart. Now look at the bottom right corner. It says ger taishav. Right next to it says, what are you over, Rabbi? So what do you see over there? You're not over kol lavim, like on top of it. You're over one lav on the ger taishav. Okay. Now that we see this chart, we're going to see two more mandamrim. As you see, the one in the, maroon, red in the middle, in the center, and then the blue, light blue on the left. These are the two new, they don't fit in with our Mishnah. What do we do? So the answer is going to be, you're right, it doesn't fit in our Mishnah. Our Mishnah is somebody else. Okay? Our Mishnah is Rabbi Shmuel. So, Mahid, what's going on here? The Sanya, Kuf Yud Aleph Amud Beis, sponsored by Kidnovations LLC, the Schos Akiva Simcha Ben Fayga, and Yosef Billyack for changing the writing all the time. Rabbi Yosef, here's the pasuk, right? We saw the pasuk, and we have 4 words we're going to learn out stuff from. Me'achecha, Lana Devorah, Lana Devorah, Hadassah Leah. I didn't get Leah today. Me'achecha, Gercha, Artzecha, Artzecha, B'shorecha, 4 words. What do we learn from Achecha? Prat Achirim. It excludes idol worshippers. Gercha, Zeger Tzedek. A ger means somebody who became completely a convert, became a yid. So let's start again. Ma'achecha prat la'achirim. You don't have to pay on time. You're not over. Not that you don't have to pay. You're not over the isser when it's idol worshiper. Gercha, Zeger Tzedek. But somebody who became a convert, you're over if you don't pay him on time. B'shorecha, Zayich Nevelis. Who's the guy that eats Nevelis, Rabbi Yisai? A ger Toishav. I forgot to say, he's in Kaim Shem Yisrael in the but he's Zayich Nevelis. How do I know he's Zayich Nevelis? Because it says in the Torah that you give Nevelis to a ger Toishav. Eli Stefansky Adam. Menayin the rabbis behemah b'kelim. How do I know that you're over when you hire an animal? Talking about the Gerim, just last week, they found out that the Shabbos Goy, I don't know if that's what I guess, Shabbos Goy of Skver was not a Shabbos Goy, he was a Shabbos Yid. You heard about this? His mother was Jewish. So, all the years he was the Shabbos Goy of Skver. Oh, so this is the Tanakama. So we're going to go back to the Tanakama. Tanakama says, you see the center? Everybody, the Behema Kalim and the Ger Toshav, it's very consistent. They're over on all the Yisurim, all the Lavim in the Parsha. Not only Biyom Titoin or Baltashoy, everything. That's one Lav. The second Lav, the kids are all the Lavim. If you look all the way to the left, a ger toshav is only b'yom titzchar, not all the lavim. Look at all the way to the left and the top. The only over on one is for baltashiv. Mani. So now, beautiful Rabbi Yisai. Who does our Mishnah go according to? If we're talking about ger toshav, what does it in our Mishnah? You're only over. Look, you can look it up yourself in the Mishnah. It says you're only over b'yom titzchar on a ger toshav. What does the Tanakama the Breina say? You're over all the lavim. So our Mishnah cannot go together with the Tanakama. Reb Yosef, look at this, beautiful, mamish simple. What does Reb Yosef say? You only have on one little lavera, baltashoik. And what does our Tana say when it comes to Be'em Kalim? You have on all the lavim, can't go. Omarava, Reb Yosef, gash Be'em Kalim. Omarava, Tana the very shmolo. So now it's complete. You're right. It's a different Tana. He doesn't go like anybody. It doesn't go like Tanakama. The Reis doesn't go. It's his own shita. When it comes to Be'em Kalim, you have on all the lavim that actually coincides with the Tanakama the Breisa. And when it comes to Ger Toshav, he coincides with the Reb Yosef. But he says different things. The Reb Yosef in the Breisa. That what? How long are we going already? Dave, how long is this year? Whoa. We gotta maybe speed it up or something. Exactly like the chart. Listen to this question. Let's go. Check this out. I'm not going to tell you. This pasuk me'achecha, what is it talking about? Day or night? Night. Very good. How do you know? Because it says on top, Baila. Excellent. So how does he know that these isurim, achecha, and everything goes during the daytime also? It says only during the night. Gomar, sachir. Here, it's not highlighted here, but it's the same pasuk. Sachir. See, sachir is highlighted. And in this pasuk right over here, it says, Biyaymai, during the daytime, so now we can compare night and day, and everything works out beautiful. No, sorry, here, this one. Biyayim. Pula Sachir. You see, it says Sachir. It's actually going to say Sachir. Okay, so Sachir. Rabbi Yosef doesn't hold Sachir. That's why they have different halachas. Let's go back here. According to Rabbi Yosef, what are you over on? Just one thing. Baltashoik. Ask the Gemara, if we're going to do a whole Mishka Babel, put everything together, night and day and night, this is Gzeir Shava, woof. According to Rabbi Yosef, you should be over on well, not really. Sorry, not because of the Gzeir Shava. He doesn't hold Gzeir Shava. Because the pasuk is, look at what pasuk this is. What pasuk is this? Pasuk Yudalid. And this right over here is pasuk. No, this is pasuk Yudalad and Tesvav. You see, Tesvav and Tezah. Yudalad. So they come one after another. So you should do B'yomi Tidin Zchariah comes right after the other pasuk, and you should add on this, tap on this extra chiyuv of B'yomi Tidin Zchariah. So the answer is because it's a miyot. Why do you have to pay a guy on time? Because he's very poor. Guess what? An animal's not poor. Animal doesn't have any kind of. He's not poor. He's not rich. He's nothing. Zog the Gemara. So what does he do with the ani? If you have two employees, one is wealthy, one is poor, you pay the poor person first. Nafka, he learns it out. I don't need Yanihu. I learn it out from Ani ve'Evyon. Ani comes before Evyon. The Tanakama, what's Evyon? Evyon is poorer than a poor person, and we're gonna see soon. Evyon is not embarrassed to ask for money. He's so poor today. It would be like somebody that goes to Chassan, let's say, he doesn't know anybody, he sits down and eats. He's not embarrassed anymore. He's so desperate, he'll eat. The Tanakama chad la'agdim Ani la'asher, v'chad la'agdim Ani le'Evyon. So I need two. One to say that a poor person comes before a wealthy person, and one to say that a poor person comes before a very, very poor person, which is a tremendous chiddush. The reason why you hear the svara is a person who's poor should get before a person that's extremely poor, because the person that's extremely poor is not embarrassed to ask. So if he's not embarrassed to ask, he'll get paid. But we have to stick up for the poor person who has like a little bit stoltz, and I'm not going to ask for my parents. No, you pay. You better pay because he's poor. So the Gemara says you need both. He's not embarrassed. But a wealthy person is not embarrassed to ask. So I think that ani should not be before him because he's not embarrassed to ask also. So the Kamash ani comes before Asher. A wealthy person maybe doesn't need the money right now. Maybe ani shouldn't be before Evan. Now we have to understand. If you learn Sachar, this is Shava to everything. I feel Ger Toshav and Ami. It should include a Ger Toshav. This should be, if you look at this chart, according to Tanakama, by Ger Toshav there's only one Avera. Why not? You should learn the Sachar and tell us that all these Averas here, everything belongs to Ger Toshav also. Eli Yolef, if you do learn Sachar, Ger Toshav should have all the lavin. Eli Yolef Sachar, if you don't learn Sachar, so then why would the Tanakama say by behaving a Kalim you have all the lavin? Obviously, he learns Sachar, no? Says Gemara, he doesn't learn Sachar. Shani also no makrov eli son pulas Sachar itcha ad boiker. Kol shepulascha itcha. When you work with something, you work with an animal. He's working with you. You're over on the avera for an animal. He doesn't he work with you? Your friend. Well, the animal's not your friend. But there's one word that includes something and one word which excludes something. So one is going to come to include an animal, one is going to come to exclude a ger, taishav. Now the question is maybe we should do the opposite. Include a ger taishav and exclude an animal. Says I said this before. Every time it says Mori Isa in Shas, why would you pick this word to exclude and this word to include? You can do the opposite. So every time the Gemara asks Mori Isa, the answer always is Mistabra. Logic tells us. It makes more sense that we include an animal with the Isser of Baltolim, or because they're included with the belongings of your friend. Whereas a Ger Toshav not. What do I do with the extra word Reyecha? There's Achecha, my brother, and my friend, or my fellow. My Avdilai, what does he need to? Amaleki is an Amaleki, and if you understand, you understand. There's a reason why it's brought down in the Gemara in such a lashon, not to upset certain whatever. Amaleki ma'achecha nafki, but every Ovid Avodah, let's call him Avodah Zarah, idol worshiper. Okay, Amaleki is idol worshiper. So every idol worshiper is not your brother. It's already excluded from your brother. Says that you're not over on Oishik and Gezel when it comes to an Ovid Avodah Zarah. Utzrichi. I need both of them. Maybe didn't work so hard, he just got it. I will Oshkoi, the Tark Gabe, work for an Emaloi, Vyashmin Oshkoi, Shunle Asli Yodei, then come to me at Avok Zel Asli Yodei, Emaloi, Sricha. Everybody will stop right over here. Have a wonderful day.